I'm Britt Marino in the CBSN Denver studio. Two Coloradans will play a crucial role in returning people to the moon for the first time in over 50 years. NASA recently introduced the Artemis team, and they will really just pave the way for the first mission to the moon since 1972. So joining us now is Dr. Jessica Watkins, one of two Coloradans on the team, and she's joining us now via Zoom. Dr. Watkins, firstly, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to talk with you. How does it feel to be selected for the Artemis team? And tell us your attachment to the mission. What will you be doing?
Yes, so I'm super excited to be a part of the team that's going to be moving the Artemis program forward. So the 18 of us that are on the team, as well as others in the office, will be helping out with starting to develop training protocol for the lunar missions, as well as developing hardware, particularly working on the human landing system with our commercial partners, and building momentum for the program.
You know, I think that you're going to inspire a lot of children. I remember being in school and feeling an attachment to Sally K. Ride, and I went to her school, actually, the first woman in space. So I just want to ask you, was there anything in your childhood that sort of inspired you? And perhaps, do you have any advice for other children out there who might be interested?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I actually had a similar experience. I went to an after-school program at the Judith A. Resnick Elementary School. So similarly, learned about her and her life. And I think that was kind of originally what inspired me to want to be an astronaut from a pretty young age. But for any young people that are listening in, I definitely encourage you to get involved in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and find what it is that you're passionate about, and don't take no for an answer, and continue to pursue that.
You know, I know you're a local. You grew up in Lafayette. Tell us a little bit about your Colorado connection.
Absolutely, yes. I grew up in Lafayette. My parents still live there. Went to Louisville Elementary School and Louisville Middle School, and then went to Fairview High School in Boulder. And I just, I love going back to Boulder. It's such a great place to be able to come home to get to see the Flatirons and enjoy the Colorado air.
And why do you feel it's an important time for us to bring astronauts back to the moon? I mean, we haven't done this since over 50 years. Why now?
Absolutely. I think there are a few reasons to go now. One is just as a scientist, there's so much science for us to learn going back to the moon. We're going to a different place, different landing site than the Apollo missions. So we'll learn a lot just from being at a different location and being able to start putting the puzzle pieces together of the whole history of the moon. And we'll learn about the Earth as well, bringing back different samples. We'll be able to put together a history.
And I know you're one of 9 women on the Artemis team, and this is significant because one of you could end up being the first woman to step foot on the moon. What would it mean to you to achieve this milestone?
Absolutely. I think it is really important. One of the big goals of the Artemis program is to put the first woman on the moon. And I think, we talked about the younger generation a bit, and I think having that representation of somebody who looks like you, has a similar background to you, certainly for me was very inspiring, and I hope will be encouraging to young girls as well.
Dr. Watkins, thank you so much for joining us, and we just wish you all the luck in the world and beyond.
Thank you so much.
We have much more information on the Artemis mission at cbsdenver.com. We'll be right back. Alrighty. Okay, so forgive my ignorance, but are you going to go up to the moon? Are you going into space?
So they have not made assignments yet. So we will,
but there's a potential?
Yes, so the idea is that the assignments for the first couple of missions will get made from the team that got announced.
Oh,
so we'll see.
My gosh, wow. And when you're talking about STEAM, I mean, if you told a bunch of girls that, I guarantee you we'd have more girls in science. 110%, 110, that's so cool. So. Well, thank you so much for your time. Gosh, we'd love to talk to you again if you're willing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just Brandy's the person to talk to.
Okay, we'll reach out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and do you have a date as to when they might choose whomever is going up?
So the first mission will be just in orbit around the moon, so not going down to the surface, but going to the moon. And that mission will be 2023, hopefully.
Okay.
And so we usually will need about 2 years of training beforehand. So potentially by the end of next year, the first names will get assigned.
All righty, Jessica, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
See you next time.